promise that ever came into my note.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child.
9 changes of the watery star hath been the shepherd's note since we have left our throne without a burden. Time as long again would be filled up, my dear friend, with our thanks, and yet we should for perpetuity go hence in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich place, I multiply with one we thank you many thousands more that go before it.
Say your thanks a while and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence, that may blow no sneaping winds at home to make us say this is put forth too truly. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to.
No longer stay.
What? 7 nights longer.
Very sooth, tomorrow.
We'll part the time between us, and in that I'll no gainsaying.
Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none i' the world, so soon as yours could win me. My affairs do even drag me homewards, which to hinder were in your love a whip to me. My stay to you a charge and trouble, to save both farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak you.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace, until you have drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia's well. Say this to him, he's beat from his best war.
Well said, Hermione.
To tell, he longs to see his son was strong. Well, let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaffs. Whee! Yet, of your royal presence, I will adventure the borrow of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him there a month behind the date prefixed for his parting, yet good deed, Leontes. I love thee, not a jar of the clock, behind what lady she her lord. You'll stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily? You put me off with limber vows, but I should yet say, sir, no going, verily. You shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest. So you shall pay your fees when you depart and save your thanks. How say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Oh, not your jailer then, but your kind hostess. Oh, come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks, and yours, when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then.
We were, fair queen. 2 lads that thought there was no more behind, but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier wag of the two?
We were as twinned lambs that did frisk i' the sun and bleat the one at the other. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits ne'er been higher reared with stronger blood, we should have answered heaven boldly, not guilty. The imposition cleared hereditary hours.
Well, by this, we gather you have tripped since.
Oh, my most sacred lady, temptations have since then been born to us, for in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot. Of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on. The offences we have made you do will answer, if you first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you slipped not with any but with us.
Is he one yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not, Hermione. My dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never.
Never but once.
What? Have I twice said well? When was before?
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one for ever earned a royal husband, and the other for some while a friend.
Too hot to mingle friendship far is mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me, my heart dances, but not for joy, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty from heartiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent. It may, I grant, but to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as now they are, and making practiced smiles as in a looking glass, and then to sigh as 'twere the mort of the deer. Oh, that is entertainment. My bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamilius, art thou my boy?
What means Cecilia?
Something seems unsettled.
How, my lord? What cheer? How is it with you, my old friend?
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methought I did recoil some many years, and saw myself unbreeched in my green velvet coat, my dagger muzzled, lest it should bite its master, and so prove, as ornaments oft do, too dangerous. How like methought I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman, mine honest friend. Oh, will you take eggs for money?
No, my lord! I'll fight!
Oh, you will! Why, happy man be his dole! My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours?
If at home, sir. He's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter, now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy, my parasite, my soldier, statesman, all. He makes a July's day short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands this squire officed with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap next to thyself, and my young rover, he's a parent to my heart.
Well, if you would seek us, we are yours i' the garden. Shall's attend you there?
To your own bents dispose you, you'll be found. Be you beneath the sky. I am angling now, though you perceive me not, how I give line. Go to. Oh, how she holds up the neb, the bill to him, and arms her with the boldness of a wife to her.
Me a breaked neck. Happy star, reign now. Here comes Bohemia.
This is strange. Methinks my favor here begins to warp. Not speak. Good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal sir.
What is the news of the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost some province, and a region loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with customary compliment, when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary and falling a lip of much contempt, speeds from me, and so leaves me to consider what is breeding that changes thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How dare not? Do not? Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me. Good Camillo, your changed complexions are to me a mirror, which show me mine changed too. For I must be a party to this alteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease. And it is caught of you that yet are well.
How caught of me? Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, I beseech you, If you know aught which does behove my knowledge thereof to be informed, imprison it not in ignorant concealment.
I may not answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I well. I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camillo? I conjure thee, by all the parts of man which honour does acknowledge, whereof the least is not this suit of mine, that thou declare what incidency thou dost guess of harm is creeping toward me.
I am appointed him to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks. Nay, with all confidence he swears, as he had seen it, or been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Oh, then my best blood turned to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that did betray the best.
You may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as or by oath remove or counsel shake the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is piled upon his faith.
How should this grow?
I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty, away tonight. Your followers I'll whisper to the business, and will by twos and threes at several posterns clear them of the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I've uttered truth, which if you seek to prove, I dare not stand by. Nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. Oh, this jealousy is for a precious creature. As she's rare, must it be great, and as his person's mighty, must it be violent. And as he does conceive he is dishonoured by a man which ever professed to him, why his revenges must in that be made more bitter. Give me thy hand, be pilot to me, and thy places shall still neighbour mine. Fear o'ershades me. Good expedition be my friend, and comfort the gracious queen. Part of his theme, but nothing of his ill-ta'en suspicion.
May it please your highness to take the urgent hour. Come, sir. Away.
I pray you, good Camillo, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this.
It is 15 years since I saw my country. Though I have for the most part been aired abroad, I desire to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king, my master, hath sent for me, to whose feeling sorrows I might have some allay.
As thou lovest me, Camillo, wipe not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness has made. Better not to have had thee than thus to want thee. Of that fatal country, Sicilia, prithee, speak no more, whose very naming punishes me with the remembrance of that penitent, as thou callest him, and reconciled king, my old friend, whose loss of his most precious queen and children are even now to be afresh lamented. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince Florizel, my son?
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. He is of late much retired from court.
I have eyes under my service which look upon his removedness, from whom I have this intelligence, that he is seldom from the house close by here, of a most homely shepherd, a man, they say, that from very nothing and beyond the imagination of his neighbours is grown into an unspeakable estate.
I've heard, sir, of such a man, who hath a daughter of most rare note. The report of her is extended more than could be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That's likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that plucks my son hither. Not appearing what we are, let us have some question with the shepherd, from whose simplicity I think it not uneasy to get the cause of my son's resort hither. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside the thoughts of Sicilia.
I willingly obey your command.
My best Camillo, we must disguise ourselves.
Pantler, butler, cook, both dame and servant. Welcomed all, served all, would singer's song and dancer turn. Now here at upper end of the table, now in the middle, on his shoulder, on his, her face of fire with labour. And the thing she took to quench it. she would to each one's sip. You are retired as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting. Pray you, bid these unknown friends to us welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends, more known. Come, quench thy blushes and present yourself that which you are, mistress of the feast.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me the hostesship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, Dorcas. Reverend sirs, for you, there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming and savour all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well, you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor on the birth of trembling winter. The fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivers, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind are rustic gardens barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I've heard it said there is an art, which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be, yet nature is made better by no mean, but nature makes that mean. So over that art which you say adds to nature is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wildest stock, and make conceive a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it rather, but the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make your garden rich in gillivores, and do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the devil in earth to set one slip of them. No more than were I painted. I would wish this youth should say 'twere well, and only therefore desire to breed by me. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mince, savory marjoram, oh, the marigold which goes to bed with the sun and with him rises weeping. These are flowers of middle summer, and I think they're given to men of middle age. You're very welcome.
I should leave grazing if I were of your flock, and only live by gazing.
Out, alas, you'd be so lean that blasts of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day, and yours that wear upon your virgin branches yet your maidenhead's growing. Oh, Proserpina, for the flowers now that frighted thou lett'st fall from Dis's wagon. Daffodils that come before the swallow dares and take the winds of March with beauty. Violets dim, but sweeter than the lids of Juno's eyes or Cytherea's breath. Pale primroses that die unmarried ere they can behold bright Phoebus in his strength, a malady most incident to maids. Bold oxlips and the crown and periods lilies, of all kinds the flower de luce being one. Oh, these I lack to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew him o'er and o'er.
What, like a corpse?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on, not like a corpse. Or if not to be buried, but quick, and in mine arms come, take your flowers. Methinks I please, I have seen them do in wits and pastorables. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell so. So give alms, pray so, and for the ordering of your affairs, to sing them too. When you do dance, I wish you a wave, oh, the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Move still, still sow and own no other function.
Oh, Doricles, your praises are too large, but that your youth and the true blood that peeps fairly through, to give you out an unstained shepherd with wisdom, I might fear my Doricles. You wooed me the false way.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my perditor, so turtles pair that never mean to part.
I'll swear for him.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran on the greensward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself, too noble for this place.
He tells her something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth. She's the queen of curds and cream.
Come, Strangle!
Mop, summons me, your mistress, Mary. Garlic to mend her kissing with.
Now, in good toy!
Not a word. We stand upon our manners. Come, Strangle!
Is this which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doricles, and boasts himself to have a worthy feeding, but I have it upon his own report, and I believe it. He looks like sooth. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, for never gazed the moon upon the water as he'll stand and read as 'twere my daughter's eyes. And to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
She dances featly.
So she does anything. Though I report it, that should be silent. If young Doricles do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
Oh, master, if you did but hear the peddler at the door, you would never dance again after a tabor and pipe. No, the bagpipe could not move you. He sings several tunes faster than your tell money. He utters them as he had eaten ballads, and all men's ears grew to his tune.
He can never come better. He shall come in. I do love a ballad, but even too well.
He hath songs for man or woman of all sizes. No milliner can so fit his customers with gloves. He has the prettiest love songs for maids, so without bordering, which is strange.
This is a brave fellow.
Believe me, thou talkest of an admirable, conceited fellow. Has he any unbraided wares?
He hath ribbons of all the colours of the rainbow. Inkles, caddises, cambrics, lawns. Why, he sings them over as they were gods or goddesses.
Prithee, bring him in and let him approach singing.
Yeah, but forewarn him that he used no scurrilous words in his tune.
What you have of these peddlers that have more in them than you'd think, sister.
Aye, good brother, or go about to think.
Lawn as white as driven snow, cypress black as e'er was crow, gloves as sweet as damask roses, masks for faces and for noses. Oh, la la, la la, la la la. You Pearl bracelet, necklace, amber, perfume for a lady's chamber, golden cups and stomach cards for my lads to give the dears. Oh! Pins and poking sticks of steel, what maids lack from head to heel. Come buy of me, come buy, buy lads or less, your lasses cry, buy lads or less, your lasses cry, come buy.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me. But, being enthralled as I am, it will also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
What I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now. He had promised you more than that, or there be liars.
Why, he hath paid you all he promised you.
No.
Maybe he hath paid you more, which will shame you to give him a girl.
Is there no manners left among maids? Will you wear your plackets when you should bare your faces? Is there not milking time when you are going to bed or kiln-hole to whistle of these secrets? But you must be tittle-tattling before all our guests. Jibit! 'Tis well you are whispering. Clamour your tongues and not a word more.
Done! Now come! You promised me a tawdry lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money?
Indeed, sir, there are cozeners abroad, therefore it behoves men to beware.
But fear not thou, man, thou shalt lose nothing here.
I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge.
Whoa! Whoa, what hast here? Ballads?
Pray you now buy some. I love a ballad in print of life, for then you're sure it's true.
Well, here is one to a very doleful tune. How a usurer's wife was brought to bed of 20 money bags at a burden, and how she longed to eat adders' heads and toads carbonardo.
Well, is it true, think you?
Very true, and but a month old.
Bless me from marrying a usurer.
Why, here is another ballad of a fish who appeared upon the coast on the Wednesday, the 4th of April, 40,000 fathoms above water, and sung this ballad against the hard-hearted maid. It was thought she was a woman who was turned into a cold fish, for she would not exchange flesh with one that loved her. The ballad is very pitiful and as true.
Is it true too, think you?
5 justices' hands at it, and witnesses more than my pack will hold.
Late by another.
Why, this is a merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
Oh, well, let's have some merry ones.
He's a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of 2 maids wooing a man. There's scarce a maid westward, but she sings it. It is in request, I can tell you.
Excuse me. There we go. We'll have this song out anon by ourselves. My father and the gentleman are in sad talk and will not trouble them. Bring away thy pack after me. Wedges, I'll buy for you both. Peddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girl.
your heart is full of something that does take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load my she with knacks. I would have ransacked the peddler's silken treasury and have poured it to her acceptance. You have let him go and nothing martyred.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gift she looks from me, a packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, whom it should seem hath sometime loved. I take thy hand. This hand, as soft as dove's down and as white as it...
What follows this? How prettily the young swain seems to wash the hand was fair before. I have put you out, but to your protestation, let me hear what you profess.
Do and be witness to it.
And this, my neighbour, too.
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eye swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them without her love.
Fairly offered.
This shows a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well. Nothing so well, no, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and friends unknown, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be the virtue of your daughter. But come on, contract us for these witnesses.
Come your hand, and daughter, you are...
Stop, swain, a while, beseech you. Have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is, at the nuptial of his son, a guest that best becomes the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak, hear no man from man, dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedrid, and again does nothing but what he did being childish?
No, good sir, he has his health, and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
By my white beard, you will offer him, if this be so, a wrong something unfilial. Reason my son should choose himself a wife, but as good reason the father, all whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such a business.
I yield all this, but for some other reason. My grave, sir, which 'tis not fit you know, I not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
He shall not.
Prithee, let him.
No, he must not.
Let him, my son. He shall not need to grieve at knowing of thy choice.
No, come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir. Whom son I dare not call! Thou art too base to be acknowledged! Thou, a scepter's heir that thus affects the sheep!
Oh, my heart.
Thou, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week, and thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, whom of force must know the royal fool thou copest with, I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state for thee! Fond boy! If I may ever know thou dost but sigh, that thou no more shalt see this knack, as never I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession, not hold thee of our blood, no, not our kin. Mark thou my words. Follow us to the court. Thou churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, yet we free you from the dead blow of it. And you, enchantment, Worthy enough a herdsman, yea, him too that makes himself, but for our honour therein unworthy thee. If ever henceforth thou these rural latches to his entrance open, or hoop his body more with thy embrace, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
I meant well.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with trouble, but we came to see the statue of our queen.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness, I do well believe, excels whatever yet you looked upon, or hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it lonely apart. But here it is. Prepare to see the life as lively mocked as ever still sleep mocked death. Behold, and say 'tis well. I like your silence.
But killed itself much sooner.
Dear our brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off so much grief from you as he will piece up in himself.
Indeed, my lord, if I had thought the sight of my poor image would thus have wrought you, for the stone is mine, I'd not have shown
But do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze on it, lest your fancy may think perchance it moves.
Let be, let be. What was he that did make it? See, my lord, would you not deem it breathed, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Masterly done. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
The fixture of her eye has...
How long could I stand by a looker on?
Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move indeed, descend and take you by the hand.
What you can make her do, I am content to look on. What to speak, I am content to hear, for 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required you do awake your faith. Music, awake her, strike. 'Tis time. Descend, be stone no more. Approach. Nay, do not shun her until you see her die again, for then you kill her double. Nay.
She embraces him.
She hangs about his neck. If she pertain to life, let her speak too.
Aye, and make it manifest where she has lived or how stolen from the dead.
That she is living where it but told you would be hooted at like an old tale. Yet it appears she lives, though yet she speak not. Mark a little while. Please you to interpose, fair madam. Kneel and pray your mother's blessing. Turn, good lady. Our purgator is found.
You gods look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me mine own.
Good Paulina, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his part, performed in this wide gap of time, since first we were dissevered. Hastily lead away